Hello students, welcome to the science class once more. Long after we are meeting in a science class today, and today we are going to start the fourth chapter, reproduction in animals. Okay, so before starting the chapter, it is from page number 38. So before starting the chapter, we will first discuss the small part of questions that is given before the beginning of the chapter. Stepping stones. So can you see there are 4 pictures of animals. You will have to write down the name of those animals, and then again you will have to also write down the names of young ones of those animals. Okay, so today before starting the chapter I'm discussing the names. The first one is a dog. And what is the name of a young one of a dog? It is called puppy. The second one is a cow, and the young one is called calf. The third one is a pig, and the young one is called piglet. Okay, and the last one is horse. So you will find out. This is for your own work. What is the young one, name of the young one of a horse? 3 of them I have told, and you will write the 4th one by yourself. Okay, before starting the next part in the coming week, I will tell you the answer. So the first question in stepping stones, you will write down the names of animals and you will write down the young one. Look students, there is not much space given here on the book, so you will not do this one in the book. You will do this one in your copy. Don't try to draw them, that will be a little bit tough for you. You just write down the names of the animals and write down the young ones. Only one I am giving you to find out by yourself. 3 already I have told. So let us start the chapter now. Reproduction. The first thing is what is reproduction. But before that, we will have to know what is lifespan. Life means the way we are living, right? All living beings such as humans, animals, plants and microorganisms, that is a very small living organisms, are born, grow, live for a certain period of time and then they die. We all know that, right? We are born, we live our life, and then after a certain period of time, all of us used to die. The period of time for which a living organism lives is called its lifespan. So the time he is or she is or it is living on the earth from his birth to its death, that is the duration of time, is called lifespan. Clear to all? Okay. To ensure the continuity of life, that life must goes on, the living beings must produce more of their own kind before they die. Okay? So before our death, before the death of living beings, we used to produce the same type of small ones and who gradually will grow up in their own lives, the same type of species by ourselves. It is created or it is produced, or rather it is reproduced by ourselves. So the same kind of, the birth of the same kind of species is called reproduction. The process by which living organisms produce more of their own kind is called reproduction. Okay? So the way people or animals or living beings, anything, even plants, everyone, microorganisms, all of them are creating the same type of, their own type of species is called reproduction. Now, reproduction in animals can take place in 2 ways. Okay? Let us take the example of animals like cows, dogs, cats, mouse, elephants, lions and whales. These are the names given. They give birth to their young ones, the babies. What do? They give birth of their babies. The small ones are born. And now we are going to page number 39. Animals like birds, fish, frogs, tortoises, crocodiles, snakes, lots and lots of examples are there. They do not give birth of the babies. So what do? They lay eggs. Their young ones hatch out of the eggs. So the elder ones, that is those who are reproducing or giving birth, they are giving warmth on the eggs, and after a certain period of time, the young ones hatch out of the eggs. So there are two types of reproduction happening. One is directly giving birth of the babies, and the second one is laying eggs, and then from the eggs the young ones are coming out. Is it clear to all? The process of reproduction can take place in two ways. Now we will first discuss the animals that lay eggs. The first example is of birds. Female birds lay eggs in their nests. I hope all of you have seen how does a nest look like, isn't it? They build their nests by using different materials such as twigs, pieces of old cloth, grass, leaves. So all these things are collected by the big birds or the elder birds, and they used to make nests with these items on the branch of trees or on the parts of houses, right? And lots of nests we have already seen, all of us. One of the parent bird, the elder one, sits on the eggs for some days to keep them warm. So why do they sit on the eggs? To keep them warm. This process is called incubation. The way the parent bird sits on the egg and giving the eggs its warmth is called, this entire process is called incubation. The hard outer shell. So before describing, going to the description of this part, I will ask you to see the picture of the parts of a bird's egg on page number 39. All of you follow the picture while reading this part. The hard outer shell protects the eggs. The yellow part present in the center of the egg is called yolk. All of you have eaten eggs, isn't it? So while we are eating egg, what do we see? First, we used to eat the outer part, that is a white soft part. And inside it, there is a yellow colored part that is called egg yolk. Exactly that? Okay. Now the hard outer shell that you can see in this picture, what is the use of this hard outer shell? It is used to protect the egg. The yellow part present inside is the center of the egg is called yolk. It contains a bright white spot. Can you see the spot? That develops into the baby. So this small white spot that we can see in the picture, gradually that develops into a full-grown baby. A growing baby inside the egg is called embryo. What it is called? It is called embryo. Can you see the spot? It is marked as, written as embryo, labeled as embryo. Can you see that in the picture? Right. So a growing baby inside the egg is called embryo. Very important. All of you will learn it. The developing embryo obtains food from the egg yolk. The white part of the egg called albumen surrounds the yolk. The yolk is surrounded by the white part, and this white part is called albumen. Albumen protects the embryo from shocks and jerks. So all type of outer shock or outer jerk that is coming towards the embryo, it is protected by albumen, the white part which is named as albumen. It provides water to the developing embryo. Not only that, it also provides water to the developing embryo. The embryo goes through various stages, and when the chick is fully developed, it breaks the eggshell and comes out of the egg. This process is called hatching. One more definition you will have to learn. What is hatching? The embryo goes through various stages, different types of changes inside, and when the chick is fully developed, it breaks the eggshell and it comes out. And this entire process is known as hatching. The parent birds feed their babies till they are strong enough to look after themselves. So they need some time to look after themselves, and up to that time the parent bird used to take care of the babies. So in these two pages, what we have learned, first of all animals reproduce by either laying eggs or by giving birth of babies. And animals like birds, frog, fish, etc., they used to lay eggs. An egg has a hard outer shell and a yellow portion inside, and a white portion inside that yellow portion. And watery substance called albumen that surrounds the yolk. Okay, so that is a quick recap of this page. Now we are moving to page number 40. So in page number 40, the first part is track your progress. We will answer this part first. Then we will go to the next part. So I hope all of you can answer this one. What is the first one? Answer in one word. You will have to answer in one word. The A, number A, the process of producing young ones. What it is called? It is called reproduction. The part of the egg that protects the embryo from shocks and jerks, that is called albumen. Shock and jerks, that is provided or protected, that is called albumen. An animal that lays eggs. Give me an example of animal that lays eggs. You can write bird, you can write fish, you can write frog, anything. A growing baby inside the egg. What is the name of the growing baby, of a growing baby inside the egg? It is called embryo. The process by which the chick breaks the egg shell and comes out of it is called hatching. Okay, so you will write down all the answers in your book. Now we are going to study the life cycle of a frog. Can you see the picture? Page number 40, there is a picture. Can you see that? Yes, this is a picture of the life cycle of a frog. A female frog lays hundreds of eggs at a time in a lake or inside a pond. These clusters of eggs are called spawns. So these eggs together, they are called spawns. The eggs are surrounded by a jelly-like substance that protects them. So outside the egg, it is surrounded by a substance which is more or less like jelly, and it is to protect them. The young one of a frog is called, all of us know this, the young frog is called, yes, tadpole. A tadpole does not resemble a frog. It doesn't look like a frog. It's totally different. So what does it look like? It looks more like a small fish. It has a long tail but has no legs. It breathes through gills into water, inside the water. How does it breathe? It breathes through gills. It swims in water and eats water plants. After 5 weeks, so it's a long time, 5 weeks, the tadpole loses its tail and grows organs and limbs. Then again in about 11 weeks, it transforms into a fully developed frog. So the entire time is of 11 weeks. This complete change in the form of an organism from the young stage to the adult stage is called metamorphosis. All of you underline the word metamorphosis in your book. This complete change from a tadpole, rather from the eggs, not from a tadpole, from the eggs to a full-grown frog. This entire procedure, and it is happening through changes after changes, from eggs to an adult stage. This entire part, these entire changes together, it is called metamorphosis. Okay? So now we are going to learn about Maria Sibylla Merian. Who was she? She was a naturalist and a German scientific illustrator. And she was one of the first naturalists to observe insects directly. Okay? Not only that, she documented evidence on the process of metamorphosis of caterpillars. She also gave some proposal on the descriptions of their life cycles. Okay? So, you will remember the name of this scientist. That's all for today. Take care. Bye.